full year.
And that lets you save.
Who cares?
True Form Life.
Green look.
You've just tuned in to another episode of Exploring Mind and Body. I'm your host, True Form's Drew Tadia, fitness expert. On today's show, we're going bonkers with bananas. I'm going to tell you about this brain food that's been around for thousands of years. We're going to cover the benefits of exercise for those of you who are sitting on the fence about living a healthier lifestyle. And finally, in Real People, Real Results, we not only have a member explaining how they've improved their lifestyle, but how their business has done the same for others. All that and so much more coming up on...
This is Exploring Mind and Body with True Form's Drew Tadia, fitness expert on 96.5 CKFM. This segment brought to you by Riviera Massage and Day Spa.
Let's talk about why I've gone bonkers and use bananas in just about every one of my shakes. First of all, bananas are great for after a workout because they contain 3 natural sugars, sucrose, fructose, and glucose, all combined with fiber. This gives us an instant, sustainable amount of energy, unlike the quick energy burst we get from eating refined sugar that you'd find in candy or chocolate bar. Bananas were first found in Malaysia and also have been documented in Buddhist writings dating back to the 6th century BC. It's said that Alexander the Great introduced bananas to the West. It wasn't until 1876 that North America got their first taste. This took place in Pennsylvania and were wrapped in tinfoil and were sold for 10 cents each at the Independence Fair. Let's talk about a few interesting facts. A bunch of bananas is referred to as a hand, while an individual banana is also called a finger. Bananas don't exactly grow on trees like most fruits. They actually grow on plants. The banana peel is edible, although with the bitter taste, it's not very desirable, although some cultures do eat them cooked. Bananas are harvested every day of the year and are available all year round. Let's move on to some health benefits of bananas. Bananas are referred to as a brain food. There's so many health benefits, it's hard to pick out just a few, but let's go over some. Bananas contain vitamin C, potassium, and fiber. Bananas don't contain any fat or cholesterol. No other fruit contains more digestible carbs than the banana. You read a bunch of facts as to what bananas could actually do. To name a few of the other things I found: depression, heartburn, cures hangovers, nerves, morning sickness, etc. The list goes on. Researching bananas, they remind me of the cat of the fruit world. You know, there are all kinds of stories or myths about cats. There's almost something eerie about them and their history going back as early as the Egyptians as to what their purpose really was, to keep away demons or spirits, or just as a companion. Well, the more I looked into bananas, the more good things they had to say that almost didn't seem believable. One thing that's clear about bananas is that they've been used in several cultures for thousands of years, and I haven't found any research that's given a good reason as to why we shouldn't eat them for health benefits. And lastly, let me end this segment on how the professional banana eaters go about this brain fruit. If you watch a monkey peel a banana, to us it would be upside down. They don't grab the stem or the top and break it off like we do. They actually turn the banana upside down, pinch the bottom together until it cracks, and the peel splits away easily. You always hear there's more than one way to skin a cat. Well, I've tried this myself, and it's pretty cool to crack a banana a different way than I have been my whole life. I've never seen anyone else peel a banana like this, and personally, I've never even thought about trying to open it another way. So if nothing else, it was cool to try something new, thinking outside the box. So next time you reach for a banana, flip it upside down. As short as it is, try a whole new experience.
True Form Life. This segment brought to you by Health Street. Time now for Real People, Real Results.
All right, welcome to another edition of Exploring Mind and Body. Before we get started with the interview, I want to talk about Kristen's business and how Refined and True Form complement each other. As you've heard about in Real People, Real Results, our members have been going through some big changes in their lives. During this transitional period, our members have been able to not only save money, but make money visiting Refined Clothing and Decor. This has been a great way for our members to still look good and feel good about what they're wearing while dropping sizes from week to week. Let's jump into the interview. Thanks for joining us, Kristen. Why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
Well, I live in Olds, and I'm the owner of Refined Clothing and Decor, which pretty much takes up most of my time.
Why don't you tell us about some of your exercise history before you started working out with us?
Okay. Over the last, 10 years, I've been an avid tennis player. So I used to play tennis probably 5 hours a week. Then I damaged my shoulder, which was about 4 years ago. So I haven't played since then. I guess I've been looking for something to replace that. And I've been practicing yoga for about 8 years, but over the last 2 years, I haven't really been doing a whole lot.
Okay, so what made you decide to join our class?
Well, I'd been fairly inactive for the 2 years since I opened my business, and I needed an energy boost and a lifestyle shift. And I really wanted to bring some balance back into my daily routine.
And how often are you working out with us?
Well, when I started with Trueform in August, I committed to 2 classes a week, and I liked it so much that as of October, I've been going 3 times a week, sometimes more.
How are you able to find time?
After I went to the first class, I knew that I needed to make time because I felt so good and I had so much fun. So I've had to shuffle my work schedule around a little bit, but it's working out really well.
So what motivates you to keep coming back?
I think my motivation comes from the amount of energy that I have after the classes. And in general, I have a lot more energy every day than I did before I started with Trueform. And I also know that every class is tons of fun. So that keeps me coming back.
So how are you feeling about yourself since you started with our classes?
Well, I feel a lot healthier. I feel a lot more energetic. And I'm finding that overall I have a much more optimistic outlook on life every day.
Can you tell us about some of the results you found within yourself?
Well, when I first started back in August, I was doing a lot of the very, more basic beginner exercises. And I don't know, it took about 2 months and I started being able to do the more intermediate versions. And I've noticed that I'm a lot stronger from class to class every week.
And are you living a healthier lifestyle outside of class?
I think I already had a fairly healthy lifestyle, but something that I have made a commitment to doing is walking more around town instead of driving, 2 blocks to go run an errand. Just bundle up with lots of layers. Stay warm.
How has working with Trueform influenced the way you live your life?
In general, I've noticed, something I've noticed about myself is I've acquired more of an I can do that kind of attitude, whereas I might have doubted myself before, but now I just try and I'm often surprised at what I can do.
That's great. Is there any goals you'd like to share with us?
Right now, my goals are to keep coming to classes at least 3 times a week and to continue to work on making improvements to my quality of life every day.
And do you have a message for our listeners, or is there anything you want to share with them?
Yeah, actually, I wrote this thank you note to Drew at Trueform, and I'd like to read that. It says, I want to thank you again for the goodness you are sharing with all of us. I'm so excited about the changes that I'm making in my life, and you have been such a positive influence for me over the last few months. I recognize how much stronger I am becoming in body, mind, and spirit. And as much as I know the changes are ultimately coming from within myself, I have to remember to thank those whose positive energy is helping to fuel those changes. So thank you.
All right, Kristen, you're welcome. Thanks so much for your testimonial. Thanks for joining us in Real People, Real Results and sharing your story with us. We'll see you at the next workout.
You bet.
That was Real People, Real Results. Now, back to the show. This segment brought to you by Shoppers.
In this segment, we're going to talk about fridge tips and how to make your choices easier and find exactly what you're looking for when it's mealtime. The number one tip I want to start out with is put your healthy food in the front of the fridge. If it's unhealthy food and you want it, you'll move unhealthy food out of the way to get to it. On the other hand, there's a good chance you'll run into the old saying, out of sight, out of mind. If there's some healthy food stuck in the back of the fridge and you can't see it, there's a good chance you'll forget about it. This sounds funny, but you need to rotate your food. If you keep putting fresh food in the front of your fridge and your leftovers, your leftovers will keep getting pushed back, and again, those prepared meals may be forgotten about. The next tip is organization. You really need to keep your fridge organized. Put your dairy on one side. Put your prepared meals in a certain place. Veggies in the drawer. However you want to do it, make your fridge organized and easily accessible to get at that healthy food. You never want to run into the problem of not being able to find that pre-cooked meal if you even remember it's there. If you know exactly where something is that you're looking for, or if you know exactly where to look when you want something, there's a better chance you'll find it. This tip right here may sound a little extreme, but it's not. We need to label our food with dates. There are containers that have an option to label when you want to set your food to the expiry date, or you could label it as to when you put it in the fridge. If nothing else, get some sticky notes and put the dates on of when you cook the food. This is especially important if you're cooking things that may contain salmonella, like eggs or chicken. Don't rely on your nose. Many times we open a container and smell it to see if it's good. I wouldn't suggest that. This goes right along with organizing. If you see the date on the container, maybe you'll grab that first if it's about to expire instead of something you just cooked and put in the fridge. You could also spend less time wasting and throwing away food if you move the oldest dates on the containers to the front of the fridge. This is all about making decisions easier. Make better choices. Things don't always have to be hard, especially when you're eating or living healthier. Don't rummage through the fridge when it's time to eat. If you know exactly where to go in the fridge, there's a better chance you won't open up the pantry because we all know what's in there. Try some of these tips, so next time you reach in your fridge, you'll find exactly what you're looking for.
True Form Life.
This segment brought to you by the CLC Fitness Center. Recipe of the week.
This week's recipe of the week is a chicken breast burrito. This is a quick and easy recipe that anyone can make. So I'm going to share with you how to do it, how to make this healthy meal in no time. This meal is roughly for one or two, depending on if this is a meal or a snack, and also depending on how much a person eats. So if you're cooking for more than one, add extra ingredients as you like. On a plate, we're going to throw on one chicken breast and add seasoning for taste. Today, we're going to use lime and Cajun seasoning. Sprinkle on as much seasoning as you like and squeeze on about a half a lemon. Maybe more if you especially like that lemon flavor. Flip the chicken breasts around and make sure both sides are well seasoned. While this is marinating, we're going to prepare the pan we're going to cook in. I've chosen a pan so I can share with you the best way to use it. It's always better to bake or barbecue meat, but in this case, let's say there's no other option. We're going to throw some olive oil into a pan and heat it up. You may also want to consider grapeseed oil. I've heard the properties don't get damaged in grapeseed oil as much as they do with other oils when heated. This is the important part. You want to make sure the pan is well heated and hot before you throw in the chicken breast. You can drop some water on the pan first to see if it sizzles. If it does, the breast is ready to throw on. And if not, wait a few minutes for the pan to heat up. We do this so we can seal the flavor into the breast. Once the pan is heated and sizzles when drops of water is dropped in, it's time to toss on the chicken breast. Drop it on one side, let the meat sear, and quickly flip it over to the other side. Both sides should be seared or relatively cooked on the surface to keep the flavor in before you move on to the next step. While the chicken is cooking, we're going to prepare what we're going to eat along with the chicken. So let's chop up some red onion, a tomato, and spinach leaves. If mangoes are in season, they're packed with nutrients and flavor, and are really nice to add. So you can add in some mangoes if they're available. Throw these items into a bowl, squeeze some more lemon juice on top, and add sea salt for flavor. Although the salt isn't always necessary. These flavors alone could be enough for you. You can also slice up an avocado for some extra flavor and those healthy fats. So by this time, the chicken should be done. So we're going to place a whole wheat tortilla on a plate, throw in that chicken breast, add the ingredients we just mixed in a bowl, the avocado slices on top, and finally, if you like that sour cream texture or taste, we're going to add non-fat Greek yogurt to give you that topping you're looking for. For a healthy alternative for vegetarians, add in quinoa and an assortment of beans. And don't miss out on the delicious burrito just because you want to pass on the chicken. That's pretty much it. Make this a fun evening for yourself, friends, or kids. Many times we think we can't go out to eat healthy. We think we can't have fun or enjoy ourselves because eating healthy is boring. It's up to you to make things interesting. To have fun, not only with food, but in life. We all know life's what you make of it. Just because everyone's not meeting at Pizza Hut doesn't mean we can't have an exciting night out with food. Have burrito night when everyone brings their own toppings or homemade salsa. Enjoy a margarita and have everyone wear a sombrero. You don't have to go out to the bar or drink all night to let loose. You don't have to meet for Chinese, and you don't have to miss out on your healthy meal. It's up to us to live healthier and enjoy ourselves. Why not start out with chicken breast burrito night?
True Form Life.
All right, we're going with benefits of exercise. This is for the people who are sitting on the fence wondering if exercise is for them. The very first thing you'll notice when you start exercising is the increase of energy you'll feel. It only takes a short time for our members to express to me the newfound energy that comes along with working out. In our segment, Real People, Real Results, it's clear everyone feels an increase in energy. Along with increase in energy, exercise makes you feel better. It increases your self-esteem and releases endorphins. Without getting too technical, endorphins are the feel-good chemicals in your body. These are brought out not only by exercising, but also at times when you laugh or feel a sense of relief, which is another reason exercise is used by so many people as a stress relief. If you're having a bad day, there's exercise. If you're upset about something or something is bothering you, there's exercise. Exercise is a great stress release and a fabulous way to get endorphins flowing. Next, we're going with osteoporosis. This is a major concern for everyone, not just those of us that are getting older. We lose bone